Hi, so today we have a holiday book haul. The reason it's so late is because I was waiting for some books in the mail and I finally got them all, so we'll just get started.
So the first book that I got is Not a Drop to Drink by Minnie McGinnis. I got this book from Shannon for Christmas, and this tells us the story of Lynn. And there's in her world there's very little water, so she's been brought up by her mother to protect their pond, and that's essentially what the story is about.
So the first book I have, I actually ordered it before Christmas because it was 50% off, so it was like only $16, and that's The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. And I really, really love The Secret History, so I'm super excited to read this book. So it follows a 13-year-old named Theo Decker, whose mother is killed in a car accident. He's then abandoned by his father, and he goes to live with his wealthy friend's family in New York City. And it follows him as he grows up and gets into some shady stuff, I believe. Anyways, I've heard it's really, really good, and I'm super excited to read this book.
So the next book I got is Rose Under Fire by Elizabeth Wein. I got this from my brother James, and this tells us the story of Rose, a young American pilot during World War II. She's captured by the Germans and sent to a concentration camp, and this kind of tells us the story of the woman she meets there and the friendships they have. She also wrote Codename Verity.
So the next book I have, I got for Christmas from my brother, and that is Night Film by Marisha Pessl. I've heard really great things about this as well. It is kind of a mystery book, from what I understand, and it is about this young girl who is murdered, and this investigative journalist goes and investigates it, and he finds out that this girl's father was this movie director, and he's been missing or hasn't been seen for like 30 years, and that's pretty much what the story's about. What I understand, it's hard to explain.
The last book that I got for Christmas was from my dad, and it's called Burial Rites by Hannah Kent. And this Burial Rites tells us the story of Agnes. She has been charged with killing 2 men, so while she awaits her execution, she goes to live with a family, and that tells us the story about that.
The book I got for Christmas was Norwegian Wood by Haruki Murakami. And I've read Wind Up Bird Chronicle by Murakami, and I enjoyed it, but I wanted to try something else, and this is one of his more popular books. And from what I understand, it is about a man looking back when he was in college and him and this girl that he liked. I don't really know how to explain it either, but I'm really excited to read it because I've heard really good things about it.
The book that I got for myself is Golden by Jessie Kirby. This tells us the story of Parker, and she's been a good girl her whole life. And close to her graduation, a mystery falls into her lap, so she takes a chance in trying to solve it so she can figure out the tragedy that took place in her town.
Okay, so the next 4 books I got, I ordered online because I had received some gift cards to Chapters, and their books are cheaper online. So I got East of Eden by John Steinbeck. And I'm really excited to read this as well. I've been wanting to read more classics, and I've heard this one is really, really great. This follows 2 families, the Hamiltons and the Trasks, throughout a very long period of time, I believe, like their whole lifetime. So throughout this family's lifetime, the things that happen are similar to the stories of Adam and Eve and Cain and Abel, and it just, follows these 2 families. And again, I've heard really great things about this book, so I'm excited to read this.
The next book that I got for myself is The Killing Woods by Lucy Christopher, the author who wrote Stolen, which I didn't enjoy that much, but Shannon really loved, but I decided I would give her another chance. This tells us the story of Emily, whose friend Ashley has recently died or been murdered, and Emily's father has been accused of the crime, so just kind of shows her dealing with that.
So next I have The Little Stranger by Sarah Waters, and I've heard a lot of good things about this author recently. So anyways, this is about a doctor who goes to the heir's family home to treat a patient who is ill, and from what I understand, he gets kind of entangled in some crazy stuff that's going on in there, and it's supposedly really creepy and really great, and it sounds really good.
The cover's kind of creepy.
Yeah, I really like the cover as well.
So the next book that I got is Also Known As by Robin Benway, and this tells us the story of Maggie. Her parents are spies, and she usually goes around the world with them when they're spying. And this book tells us the story of her first solo mission that she's going on. And it's green.
Oh my gosh.
You can cut that out.
I have Ready Player One by Ernest Cline, and I've read this book quite a while ago, maybe like a year and a half ago. and I just wanted to have
She read my copy.
Yes, I wanted to have my own copy, and it was only like $7 for the hardback. I'm sure everyone knows what this is about anyways because it's like super popular. It was in like everyone's top books of the year. But anyways, it's about this kid named Wade Watts, and they live in a very sucky world, I guess you could say, and their only way to kind of get away from this is playing this virtual reality game called Oasis. Of the game Oasis has planted some puzzles in the game, and whoever solves this will win his fortune, and it just follows Wade Watts as he tries to figure out the puzzles, and it's really great, and obviously I liked it because I wanted my own copy, so yeah.
It has a really cool spine. It is another adult book, and it's Miss Poe by Lynn Collins. This tells us the story of Frances. She's an aspiring writer and a mother of two, and it kind of tells us how she enters into an affair with Edgar Allan Poe. And it also tells us how she becomes friends with Edgar Allan Poe's wife and how their relationship takes a dark and twisty turn.
The last book I ordered with my gift cards is Brave New World by Aldous Huxley, and I read this when I was in grade 11, so like 4 years ago.
How old are you? No, you're 16, so from 3 years ago.
Okay, whatever. Anyways, it was a long time ago, and I didn't like it because I hated my teacher. So I'm excited to try this again. It's set in a dystopian world. And yeah, I just really want to give it another try because, again, I'm trying to read more classics and expand my knowledge. Yes.
What I got is The Rivals by Daisy Whitney. This is the second in, it's not really a series, there's only 2 books, but they're following the same character. I read the first book, The Mockingbirds by Daisy Whitney, last year, and I really liked it. This tells us, I won't describe the second book because it's the second one, but I'll tell you about The Mockingbirds, the first one, and this is about Alex, and she attends Thesis Academy, and they hold their students up to a very high standard, and they expect them to behave honorably. So when Alex is date raped, she only has 2 options, and that is either to keep silent or to go to the Mockingbirds, which is a secret society of students that try to protect other students in the school. So I would say give this a shot if you like contemporary books with some mystery.
Okay, I have 2 books left. So first I have A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, and everybody raves about this book, so I'm really excited to read it, and it's pretty short, so it won't take long. But anyways, I got this edition of it, not the one with all the drawings or the illustrations that everyone else wants, but I really like this one, so I got this one.
I think the hardcover illustrated one is really awesome because when you take off the cover, it's like a blue kind of background with trees, and there's like a moon in the background.
Well, you can buy that one. Anyways, so this is about a young boy named Connor whose mother is ill, and then one night a monster shows up to his window, and that's pretty much all I know about it, other than it's really sad and it's really good, and everyone should read it from what so.
And I'm also trying to get Shannon to read The Knife of Never Letting Go, so if you guys have read it and you loved it, you should write a comment telling her to read it, because she won't read it.
Okay, so then my last book is 1984 by George Orwell, and I have the coolest cover of it ever. I saw this like last week and I had to buy it. See, it's like blacked out because, it's 1984. And I'm really liking this. I'm like halfway through. So it follows the character Winston Smith. He lives in, there's no really countries anymore, so he lives in the place they call Oceania. I think that's how you say it. And you really have no freedom to do anything, and it's really scary actually, but I'm really enjoying it so far, so
that is our book haul. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll be back soon with maybe a tag video, or maybe Shannon can do a review of 1984 if you want her to.
Probably not.
So leave a comment if you want her to. So have a good day. Bye.